Hi. I want to start out by thanking all of you who filled out the poll on my YouTube channel community page where I asked about whether or not you'd be willing to contribute to a Patreon account in exchange for me returning to make weekly videos. I have to say, I was blown away by the response. I thank you so much for that because for such a long time, I read the comments, but I now believe that you guys value the channel and value all the work that I put into it. It couldn't mean more to me. And in response, I've created a Patreon page. So there's a link to it in the description below. If you'd like to go and check it out and contribute, I will be able to return to making videos on a weekly basis. I'm gonna get into why I stopped making videos and stopped doing podcasts and later on in the video. But first, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what Patreon is because I know a lot of you haven't heard of it. Patreon is it's a website and it's the easiest and most popular way for people like yourself to give monthly donations to content creators like myself to help us continue making content. It's a really cool concept. There's a lot of other YouTubers that are doing it, and I've always been really hesitant to do it because I'd had my income. I was making books and I was making a good living from books, and I didn't need it. But now I do. But first, let me talk about the thank you gifts that I offer, in exchange. And I super love them. I super love them because it does a lot of it not only it's a thank you, but it's also a way of building the community. Okay, so first there are the lower ones. You can contribute $1, you can contribute $5. For $5, you will get a free copy of my book every month, of one of my books every month. You can for $30, you'll get a free bisexual t-shirt every month, and it'll be the ones that I have already designed, plus new ones that I design moving forward. So there's that. For $40, it's when it starts getting to the ones I'm getting really excited about. Because one of the things I've always noticed while I'm making the videos and reading the comments was how many people saying that they don't have access to other bisexuals. So for a thank you for the $40, I will be hosting live group chats where you all can join and meet and talk to other bisexuals. And I realize, I'm sure there's a lot of people who really like that, but for those people who live in communities where you don't even know another bisexual, how awesome will that be? And then past that, there's a $100 option where you can have one-on-one chats with me where we can talk about bi life. A lot of you ask questions. A lot of you send emails. I don't always respond because, of course, there's a time thing. But if you become a Patreon, then we can speak every month for, an hour to start out with the first month and then 45 minutes for the hours after that to do that. And then for the final, and this is the MVP thing, I know that not everybody will be able to contribute in this way, but if you can, there's a $500 offer, which I'm calling the Bisexual Life Coaching offer. And with that, you will get 3 one-on-one sessions with me a month, plus access to the group chat, plus a free t-shirt every month, plus one of my bisexual books or one of my books every month. So it really is just a thank you with everything I can offer for those people who are, lucky enough to be able to contribute to the channel in that way. So those are the things I'm offering, and I'm actually super excited about the ones where I get to meet you all as well, because, on top of everything else, on top of needing, having the financial pressure that I do, I want to be able to meet you all. The best experiences I've had with the channel are things like when I went to Bi Pride and I was able to meet some of you all. And when I went to the Pride festivals around the country and were able to meet you all. I want more of that. I want to be able to meet you all and talk to you and find out what are your challenges as a bisexual and help you through those things. That is what I live for. So being able to have some of the tiers and some of the gifts be a way to interact with you all will make me as happy as it is, those of you who choose to embrace these things. So that's what the Patreon campaign is about. Anything you can contribute will help me to continue to go back to making videos on a weekly basis. And now I'm going to mention why it is I stopped making videos on a weekly basis. Because it wasn't like I stopped caring or stopped, wanting to make the bisexual community stronger or wanting to make the world a better place or anything. Like, there were real challenges. And for those of you who are following my videos very closely, then you know what some of them are. Starting back in October, starting all of the last 2 years prior, I was creating a clothing company for bisexuals, and I had an investor. And during the time that I was doing everything for the clothing company, I had stopped writing as many books as I could. I was spending half of my time working on the clothing company for nothing, and then half of my time writing books. So my income during that period just really dropped a tremendous amount because I was only spending half of my time working as an author. And that was fine because I thought the clothing company would go through and I thought it'd be successful, and I was okay with that. But then after I wasn't able to launch the company and the investor pulled out, then it meant that, oh wow, I'm now just having to survive off of the half income I had from my books. But still, I still had a reserve and stuff like that, so I was able to make the Kickstarter campaign and do everything necessary for that. But as some of you all know, the Kickstarter campaign failed quite a bit. And on top of just draining more of my financial resources, it also broke my heart. And I think that's more than anything else is what contributed to my burnout, because I started to believe that, I guess I didn't make it clear to you guys, but me being able to continue to make videos was highly tied to whether or not the Kickstarter campaign succeeded. And then when it failed, not only was I burnt out, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to devote as much time to it. And then on top of that, which was really the nail in the coffin, was, well, Amazon, as an author, Amazon contributed to 80% of my income. 80%. And then because of some crazy thing, which I will tell you about, Amazon deleted my account. So in an instant, I lost 80% of my income, just like that. And it destroyed me. It devastated me. And when that finally happened, that's when I said, I can't devote any more time to, the YouTube channel or the things that were making other people's lives better. I had to first rescue myself. And that's when I stopped making videos. Now, since then, you guys haven't heard from me since I stopped making videos. I'll tell you what happened. So at the end of last year, I repackaged a bunch of my books. I opened up a new account under the rules of Amazon. I opened up a new account and I uploaded those books, and good things happened. A couple of those books, my French titles, got to the top 100 on Amazon France, which is fantastic, and I'm so grateful for. And I wrote another book, and that book started climbing up the charts on Amazon America, and that was going to be what's going to set me back up and return the things the way they were. But as it started to climb, just before it started making real money, Amazon deleted my account for a second time. And they said they deleted it because it was associated with the first account. So at this point, I became exceptionally confused and frustrated because I would follow the rules. I did exactly what they said that I should have done, and they deleted my account again. So this time I was like, okay, so I need to find out why it is, sincerely, what am I supposed to do here? I know that an author can't just stop selling to Amazon because they've made themselves a practical monopoly. So obviously there's got to be a way around this. So I started calling Amazon support, trying to figure out, what I'm supposed to do. And in that, I found out something really shocking. I found out the real reason why my account was deleted. And this is insane. The reason why my account was deleted was because, first of all, there was a book that I published 3 years ago that was fine when I published it 3 years ago, but Amazon constantly changed the rules on you, and this book suddenly became not fine. And I couldn't figure out why it was suddenly not fine. And they were saying it was because I was putting something called bonus content in it, which was what it sounds like, it's just bonus content. But I knew what the book was. The book was one of my short books that only had 15 pages. It was an experiment I was running at the time 3 years ago. And they were saying it was bonus content in it. And I was like, there's no way possible because the book is only 15 pages long. So first I emailed them once saying that, are you sure this is correct? Because there's no physically way possible that I put bonus content in it because it's not even long enough. It's shorter than my shortest bonus content. And they sent me back an email saying exactly the same thing they said the first time, which is something they always do. They don't tell you any explanation. They just resend you the email they sent you the first time. So they did that. And then I called up Amazon support saying, can you help me to understand what's going on here? Because this is the book, this is the email I received, but this doesn't make sense. And the person I spoke to said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You need to email the same department once again and ask them, and I'm sure they'll give you an explanation. I'm like, I did that before. They said, try it again. So I sent them a second email asking them why it is that my account was suspended. And they sent me back again the exact same email they sent the first 2 times. So annoying. But this time I go and I call Amazon support and I ask to speak to a manager. And I say to the manager, this is my book. This is the email I received. Please, I have 9 years experience as a publisher on Amazon. You are a manager. Let's sit together and figure out what's wrong with this book so that A, I can fix this book, or just go and fix all the other books, like remove this book and then fix all the other books that might have this issue. Let's do this together. And the person looked at the book and said, I have no idea what's wrong with this book. The only thing you could possibly do is write back to them and ask them again. I said, I'm really scared about asking them again because I have a feeling they have a rule about the number of times that you can email them without them permanently deleting your account. They're like, don't worry about it. Tell them that I said that you should email them again. So I hesitantly did it. I told them that I emailed them saying that the person, like a manager over at customer support or author support, told me to email them. And they replied to my email by saying that they have permanently deleted my account. That's what happened the first time. So the second time after they deleted it, I was calling around trying to figure out what am I supposed to do, and they kept on transferring me, the Amazon support team, kept on transferring me further and further up the ladder until finally I got to someone and I told them what the situation was and I told them what happened and what got me deleted. And I said to them, I think that Amazon has a 3-rule that if you email the same department about the same thing, that department with the same thing 3 times, they're going to delete your account. And the woman I was talking to said, yes, that is a fact. We on this side of things didn't know that until recently, but yes, apparently that separate department has a rule that if an author emails them 3 times about the same thing, they automatically delete their account. And I'm like, holy crap. The reason why my career was destroyed was because I was following the instructions of author support. Amazon hired author support. And because I followed those instructions, my career was almost destroyed. Yeah. So that is why I am no longer able to make bisexual YouTube videos because of a stupid rule that Amazon had. And the thing is that I was talking to them and they're like, and we understand, this is what the woman said to me, we understand how insane that is. And we're actually in the process of fixing that. So in the future, it shouldn't be that case. And I'm like, well, what about me who's had my career destroyed because of this? Like, what about us? And they're like, sorry. Yeah. So that's what the thing that got me into the dilemma now, where I was able to finally open up another account. But of course, all the books that I had performing extremely well, the rankings have dropped to 0. So now it's like I have to start up my entire career on Amazon again. Even if they were to reinstate my old accounts, it wouldn't matter. Like, I still have to start everything up from scratch again. And because Aladdin, my latest book, has failed so dramatically, which I thought was going to be my savior, the thing that was going to like get me back into like the ranks, and once I got that book back in the bestsellers list, I was going to be able to return to bisexual real talk and start making videos again. I had grandiose ideas about what I was going to be able to do. Because that book failed, I am now in an even worse, more dire situation financially than I was back in March, back in December, and back in October. So this is the reason why I'm creating a Patreon page. I will not be able to return to making bisexual real talk videos, at least for a long time, if at all, at this rate. I'm not even sure whether I'll be able to continue living as an author. Like, I have zero idea what I'm going to be able to do with my life if I can't get this all settled down. But if you value the videos I've been making on Bisexual Real Talk, if you feel that I have contributed to your life, I'm hoping that you will become a patron of the channel and support the channel through Patreon. I can't tell you how much I will appreciate you doing that. I can't tell you how much it would mean to me to know that you guys place value on the hard work that I put into the channel and the things I'd like to do in the future to make all of our lives as bisexuals better. So, I mean, that's where I am. That's where I'm at. I can't return to making videos without you, especially now with my writing situation and the way it is. But I'm hoping that you value the channel enough that you can contribute. And I hope that, you know, if you are able to contribute, you're able to contribute in ways that allow me to meet you and to talk to you all, and also maybe even be able to help you all as bisexuals, you know, come into your own as bisexual. Like that type of stuff brings me so much joy. So I'm hoping, you know, that everyone wins here and that everyone is able to, you know, get something from the Patreon campaign. But that's it. The link to the Patreon page is in the description below. I'm hoping that you'll be able to contribute, even if it's just $1. And I hope I'll be able to return to making Bisexual Real Talk videos soon. And until then, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler. Bye.